Exponents this week. We started by talking about the base, which is the bottom number, and the little exponent, which is that small number at the top. So take a look down here. If it says 4 to the second power or 4 squared, that means 4 times 4. 4 is the base, and the exponent tells you how many times to multiply the base by itself. The next one says 4 to the third or 4 cubed, and that's 4 times 4 times 4. And you can remember that because a cube is three-dimensional, just like a square is two-dimensional. And finally, sometimes you just read it 4 to the fifth power. This says 4 to the fifth power, and it's 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. We also took some notes. So we said 5 squared, or 5 to the second power. That means 5 times 5, and that equals 25. So we'll move this over here. That's 5 squared, or 5 to the second power. The next one says 2 cubed, or 2 to the third power. The base is 2, so it's 2 times 2 times 2. And we're going to remember that that one is 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8. So 2 to the third power, or 2 cubed, is 8. And the final example is 3 to the fourth, and that would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And 3 times 3 is 9, and another 3 times 3 is 9 again, and we know 9 times 9 is 81. There's really only one way to read this, 3 to the fourth power. We also looked at using a calculator to help us calculate the value of exponents. So for example, if you want to figure out 7 squared, you could do 7 caret, that's this little thing right here, caret 2. And the caret is right over here on your calculator. Or if you're doing a squared, you can also use the squared button, which is right below it. If you wanted to calculate 8 to the third power, or 8 cubed, you'd have to do 8 caret 3. And finally, we talked about perfect squares. So here are some examples. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. So 36 and 49 are both perfect squares. 8 squared is 64, and 9 squared is 81. Those are all perfect squares. We also did some problems where you would find the area of a square. And this square, for example, is 4 by 4, so this area would be 16 feet squared or whatever. And if you look at this multiplication table right here, you'll notice that the diagonal, that yellow, are all perfect squares. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, and then you'll see 9, 16, 25. Those are all perfect squares. I hope that helps.